should probably mention, if you don't like videos and them being edited thoroughly, you'll love this video. Because this is going to have about 0 editing. But Toy Story, yay. So today, I was basically with the Fandom Master. I've already recorded quite a few videos that are probably already out on the channel.
8?
We've probably done 8 together.
Yeah.
Probably not all of those. Maybe not all of those are out. Maybe some of them are.
Maybe some are corrupted, so will never be released.
Exactly. Brilliant. But today, we thought we'd sit down, as I'm already here, and just talk about Toy Story.
Basically, we ran out of video ideas.
We ran out of video ideas, but what we probably will do is decide definitively the best Toy Story film, which is better, Toy Story of Terror, Toy Story of Time Forgot, and which are the best Toy Story tunes, because those are the 3 that are in similar categories.
Just talk about the whole Toy Story universe.
So today we'll just talk about the Toy Story universe. So let's start with the actual Toy Story films, because that's what probably most of you are interested on, and if we say we're going to talk about the tunes, you'll probably click off the video.
Indeed. So let's get as much watch time as we possibly can.
So, the first Toy Story.
Obviously it's the first where it all started, so give it credit for that. But I don't like it really. Okay, actually, it's good. From when they get to Sid's house, I'm a bit like, oh, okay. I sort of turn off when he gets there. I'm a bit like, okay, well.
I think you've pretty much hit the nail on the head. I mean, obviously, I'm not judging it too much on the quality of animation.
But it was the first feature-length animated film. I can't say.
Of course, you can't go, yes, 1995 animation is going to be better than 2019 animation.
Yeah. Like you can't say Toy Story 5. How about Toy Story 5? Toy Story 4.
John Lasseter has announced.
I've got the shirts for it. Toy Story 4. You can't say, oh, it's got better animation, so it's better. Of course, it has better animation because it came out about 2 years. What was it, last year?
Last year.
Yeah, so obviously it will do. But even without animation, I think the story is obviously good, but I think it gets really dull when they get to Sid's house.
I wouldn't call it dull. I think I would rather watch the first until they get to Sid's house and the final chase scene. And I think Sid's house slows it down too much. Yeah. And I think the only interesting parts of that are Buzz and the arc that takes place in Sid's house.
Yes.
A lot of it is just based on, ooh, creepy toys, ooh, Woody's a bit of an arse, ooh, that's life.
You just summed up Toy Story.
I've just summed up Toy Story.
Ooh.
Subscribe.
Wow.
So overall, still an 8.5 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Yeah. It's a good film. It's Toy Story.
It's Toy Story. We love it.
Now moving on to Toy Story 2.
We are.
Masterpiece, in my opinion.
Bellissimo.
I was going to say it right now. I think that's the best Toy Story film. Closely followed by Toy Story 3, but we'll get on to that.
I argue which is the best one out of 2, 3, and occasionally 4 pops in, but not quite.
I constantly, every day is different, whether I think 2 or 3 is better.
Toy Story 2, apart from When She Loved Me, isn't the most emotionally...
No.
But When She Loved Me gives it plenty of emotion. But that's why, if you probably ask me right now, I would say Toy Story 2 is the best.
Yeah.
Just because, unlike any other of the other 3 major Toy Story films, Toy Story 2 has no moments that are bad. There are no lulls. It's not like Al's apartment suffocates the plot like Sid sometimes.
Like, it's not a great moment of the film, like Al's apartment bit, but it doesn't destroy the rest of the film. And they move away from it pretty quickly. And I think
it's constructed in a way that the Woody, Jesse, Bullseye, Stinky Pete bit is all very emotional, and it's character built, and it's discussing Woody's choices, and it's furthering Woody's arc, and it's bringing in new characters, and then you've got some brilliant fun adventure bits from Buzz, Rex, Slinky, and the rest of the gang.
I don't think it would be as good as it is if the sort of apartment toys didn't stay. Like, say Jesse, Bullseye, Pete, obviously Pete doesn't, but say Jesse and Bullseye didn't stay with the toys past Toy Story 2, I don't think it would have been as good. But the fact that you see them in 3 and 4, and you think they all started,
back
you think
bolsters their origin story,
and they've got their origin story is brilliant. The fact they were going to be in a museum and then they were like, "No, I'll save you, come get played with." It was.
It's one of those things where it's like you have Andy's bit in at the start of it, where it feels like classic Toy. It feels like the best bits of the first Toy Story. You then have the adventure and emotional segment, and then it's like those two segments manage to. As soon as all those characters come together, it's almost like it's even funnier. Yeah. It's even more adventurous. It's even more emotional. I couldn't care less that Bullseye shouldn't be able to run at the speed of a taking off plane.
That's the stupidest argument. I'm like, you are aware these toys are talking, yeah? They're like, Bullseye wouldn't be able to run at that speed. I'm like, yes. However, you are aware these are toys and they are currently talking.
For me,
it's irrelevant.
This might sound stupid, but that is a plus to the film in that the first time I watched that film, I am not going, hold on a sec, you should be able to keep up with that. Yeah. I am so invested in the moment that this thing's actually quite stupid when you say it out loud. I'm so invested.
In a toy horse running after a plane?
Care.
No. If you're watching Toy Story 2 and your thought at that scene is, why is he running that fast? Then you're not invested. You're not. Because you should be like, oh, are they going to get to the plane? Like, is he going to... You should be more worried.
You've got the Woody's Roundup theme, and it's so...
That's such a good thing.
And it ties back into, the Woody's Roundup's cancelled, but no, they can... That adventure can... Toy Story 2 is my favourite.
Oh, I think it's just the best. But Toy Story 3 is very close.
What a segue!
That was good, wasn't it?
Oh, that was really well done.
Toy Story 3 is one of those... It's quite a while between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And when it came back...
and it uses that to its advantage.
Yeah, it came back in the perfect way, in my opinion.
Definitely.
With the Andy's grown up. And as, like, when I watched Toy Story 2, I was probably Andy's age in Toy Story. Like, I was quite young when I watched that film. And most of these toys I got
we were the perfect age for growing up with Toy Story.
And then when Toy Story 3 came out, I wasn't as old as Andy, because that's sort of... I'm his age now in Toy Story, but I was old enough to sort of go, yeah, all those toys that I used to play with are sort of just in my loft, just gathering dust now. And it was that, and I was like, yeah, I get that. And I thought of like not wanting to throw them away because they hold a place in your heart.
It's when I think if Andy just gives those toys away, I think the real reason. Because I cry at the end of watching Toy Story 3 every time. I'm not ashamed to admit that.
No,
but I think
sad.
It's constructed in a way that first scene is him having that connection, and then the toys not being sure of that connection, and then him showing that he really does have that connection, and then it's the end where he tells them how much he meant to. Then it's so bittersweet, it's happy and sad.
Yeah.
That's why it's those early moments that really end up making the last scene work.
Because you see that his mum was like, they're just old toys, why do you care? And he never said, I care because they're my toys. And then it's in that interview, he's giving him Bonnie, he's like, this is Woody, like, he is my best friend. It's like, oh yeah, this is like, he does really care. And it's then the toys like, yeah, he didn't mean to throw us away, like, he really does care about us. And it was that like made me get, because these were all in the loft for ages. I literally saw it and thought, I'm not getting out of the loft now. And that's why they were all there. So I was like...
And it's kind of... It's almost a film in a weird way that says, it's okay to remember your past. It's okay to almost be nerdy and be okay with who you are. It's very much be okay with your identity film.
It's like... Obviously, you can see my room if you watch my room tour. I'm a bit of a nerd. Like, this is not an 18-year-old's room. There's Lego on the walls. There's Toy Story toys on my shelf. Like, but it's the film. It's like, yeah, but do that. Like, it's fine if you like toys that much. Fine. Like, it's very sort of it's emotional in a different way. Like Toy Story 2, like When She Loved Me, is emotional in a different way to Toy Story 3, because it's very sort of, especially, I think we're the perfect age for that film.
Yeah.
Because we resonate with it. Yeah, and then Toy Story 4 happened.
There's something I'd like to talk about Toy Story 3. I think, and this was actually on a rewatch about 2 weeks ago, where I was kind of like, and this kind of makes me prefer Toy Story 2 a little bit in my mind, is Toy Story 2 is one of those films that I personally think, even in Al's bedroom, is perfect throughout.
Yes.
Introduction to Sunnyside, brilliant.
Yes.
Woody leaves Sunnyside, brilliant. Yeah. Escape from Sunnyside, that whole sequence.
What, with the monkey and all that sort of like...
We're getting rid of the monkey, escaping.
I think that's brilliant.
The Lotso confrontation.
Yeah.
That's all classic Toy Story 2 for me.
Yeah.
There's a small portion where Woody's at Bonnie's, the toys are just getting mauled a bit.
Is this like, is this where Buttercup and Pricklepat sort of come in and they're at the table?
The first bit of Bonnie's house is some of those scenes are quite sweet. Like I personally quite like the bit where Bonnie plays with them, because especially linking back to why I get so emotional at the end. It's the whole idea of Andy, without knowing that the toys are alive. It's like Andy knows the purpose that the toys can bring, and we see the purpose that toys should still give.
The toys should bring joy. Sort of
so that's a brilliant scene. There are parts of the Sunnyside plot line that it's just a bit. It's not entertaining. It's a bit grim.
What's your opinion on Spanish Buzz?
Looking on it from... We're starting to segue into Toy Story 4 now.
We are.
Looking into it from a toy... I think I know both our feelings, especially regarding Buzz, and also the rest of the cast as we go into the later films. But if Toy Story 4 had given us more time with Buzz, maybe I'd be more accepting of Spanish Buzz. But especially as it's not only Spanish Buzz. For me, Spanish Buzz in itself isn't a bad thing. But it's also the fact that he's Space Ranger Buzz for a while. And it's like, that's another thing why Toy Story 2 worked, is because you get the fun of Space Ranger Buzz alongside real Buzz.
Because there's two Buzz. You get the factory Buzz and you get Buzz that like the Buzz we know.
It's fun Space Ranger Buzz, but you don't have to then take normal Buzz away from us. Whereas we spend probably over half the film without Buzz, and especially looking at it like with Toy Story 4, I know we're transitioning now almost, but you look at it from that Toy Story 4 light and it goes, we just don't spend enough time with what used to be a lead character.
Yeah. It feels like we've known Buzz as a strange character more than we've known Buzz as Toy Story 2 Buzz, which in my opinion, the best Buzz is Toy Story 2 Buzz.
Yeah.
So the first film, I'm a Space Ranger. That's who I am.
That's his
Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2 I'm not a Space Ranger. I'm a toy.
I'm a normal toy. Yeah. We get a full film of that as adventurous Buzz.
Toy Story 3, most of it is on Spanish Buzz. I'm locking you up in a cage. Toy Story 4, I'm going to say, is idiotic. The whole inner voice. That goes back. His character arc is, I'm a Space Ranger. No, I'm not, I'm a toy. Spanish Buzz doesn't really affect the character arc, because that's not him. And then Toy Story 4,
Toy Story 4 isn't the Buzz I know.
No, they're like, oh, what's that inner voice? You mean inner voice?
And also, he isn't in it enough.
No, none of them are.
And
that's the Woody and Bo show.
Fully going into Toy Story 4 now. Toy Story 3, slightly better than the first.
Oh yeah, I'd say
9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, we'll give to I'd say so.
I think we've gone 8.5, 10, 9, 9.5.
Which is that's right to be fair.
Toy Story 4, I still think it's better than the first.
I agree.
When you're talking about that's why my Toy Story 5 pitch. I'll probably forget how many tags I've done.
We've done so many.
It might not even be in the card anymore.
Not a chance.
My Toy Story 5... Well, it'll probably be in the card, just not in the exact place, I say. The Toy Story 5 pitch, for me, was very much based on the fact that we didn't see Buzz enough. Buzz wasn't Buzz. No. And that we didn't get enough of the original characters that I grew up and loved. We literally... It was Woody. It was quite a bit of Bo. I was never really that attached to Bo. I like her.
It's difficult when she's only been in it for one film. And also, then they come back and it's really emotional. It's like, no, it's not, because she wasn't a big role.
She's at her biggest role in Toy Story 4. She is gone from the first film for a while, fair enough. And in the second film, she doesn't come on the adventure.
No, you can't bring a character back and try and make it dramatic and emotional when you haven't connected with that character.
For me...
Say Mr. Potato Head left after Toy Story 2... and then came back in 4, you'd be like, oh my god, it's Mr. Potato Head, that's brilliant.
I was literally about to say, having Bo Peep as pretty much the secondary lead would pretty much be like having Mrs. Potato Head as the secondary lead.
I'd be more emotional if Mrs. Potato Head to come back than Bo Peep, because I would. Would you? Right. So would you not be more emotional if Mrs. Potato Head had come back, having the role that she had, because she was still more iconic than Bo Peep? Even if she was in Toy Story 3.
It works. We joke. It works better for Bo Peep.
Yeah. The whole character arc. Actually, one bit that did make me cry is the spoilers for Toy Story 4. If you haven't seen it, then
spoilers for everything Toy Story. Like, why have you clicked on a video that I probably titled "Everything Ever About Toy Story"?
Yeah. The bit I was not expecting to cry is the bit under the car, the flashback with Woody and Bo, when Woody's saying goodbye to Bo. That bit got me. I was like, oh wow.
Toy Story 4 is overall, it's emotional manipulation. It's like even the bit with Gabby.
Yes,
like
so
the ending scene with Gabby.
I'm like, oh my,
like literally, my emotions went from, okay, she's a villain. Oh my god, she's gonna get redeemed. Yeah. Oh my god, that kid, like the kid's really sad. And the kids resonate with me. Oh my god, her
and then they find
her being happy and her, and then they all leave and I am. Right. I got to a stage where I can't. Like I have. At some points, I just run out of tears.
That end bit of Toy Story 4 is the most powerful. I think it's the most powerful part of Toy Story as a franchise. I think that's better than When She Loved Me. That got me.
Oh, definitely.
I was because, and to be fair, it's not the other toys. It's just Buzz and Woody.
It might. I might slightly prefer the Toy Story 3, but I think that gets me more.
Actually, yeah. I mean. But with that, I was like, I know they're not going to kill them, sort of thing. But in Toy Story 4, I was like, well, that's it. They've actually gone. Like,
nice.
And it was seeing Woody. I don't know how they made Woody and Buzz, two toys, look so emotional just in their eyes. I was like, that is insane. And I didn't care about the rest of the characters.
For me, it was even little things like Woody giving like the sheriff's badge to Jessie.
Yeah, it was like, that is. But seeing like for me, it was seeing Woody and Buzz, like they've been in it from the start, like, and seeing them, and then when they go and he's like to infinity and beyond, it's like, oh my god, you know what? That's but it's for me as well. When Rex is like, is he lost? He's like, no, he's found, and I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm done. But that would have been so much more powerful if they had been in it. If Rex had had a big, they so should have. But what do you think of the new characters that sort of replaced the legacy toys, if you will? So like Duke Kaboom and Ducky Bunny.
Kaboom. Pretty good.
Yeah, he's alright. Keanu Reeves kind of made it a bit better. Like,
yeah,
it
was fun. Ducky and Bunny, yes,
hysterical.
Yes.
They are amazing.
Funniest Toy Story film by far.
Oh, fully. They are hysterical.
Probably just Ducky and Bunny lines
just them alone. But a lot of it was improvised.
Yeah, won't be surprised.
And they're brilliant. And they are Gabby, great character. I think good character arc.
Good character arc. Starts off fine, gets a bit dull, gets a good arc.
What about Forky? I think he's hysterical.
Forky asked the question, which we probably...
That's such a good show.
I was about to say, I was like...
Have you seen it?
I have seen it.
I thought it was fun.
I never really laughed at that.
I didn't know. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's fun. Like,
for me, Forky is like the Hulk of Toy Story, where I genuinely don't, I think it'd be very hard, and it's been proven to be hard, to make a good Hulk solo film.
Yes. I'd love them to make a Mark Ruffalo Hulk.
Forky is a character that I don't think works very well as a star.
It's like when films do this quite often, where they'll have a franchise and there'll be one character that everyone loves in that film, and they'll go, oh, so make a spin-off of that character. Like, no, that's not.
Cars 2?
Like, yeah, Cars 2.
Finding Dory to a certain extent.
Is such a funny character. Yes, he is interacting with other Cars characters. When you give him a terrible spy film, it's not. Finding Dory, yeah. Dory, everyone loved Dory.
Finding Dory is a slightly... Finding Dory is probably the best film you can get out of the Dory character.
Yes.
Or certainly the Dory elements of that story.
But it'd be like having Aladdin and going, everyone loves a Boo, and making a Boo film. No, because...
I'm going to write a Boo film. I'm going to write the Abu film.
Or
and I'm
like,
pitch it to Disney.
Imagine like having an origin story for the genie, because everyone loves the genie. It's like, no, don't do that.
Because to be honest, however much I loved Robin Williams' performance, 2 hours of those Robin Williams jokes will probably get old.
Yeah, they wouldn't be funny.
Those types of like impressions and stuff.
I don't think they'd be funny after. If you had a full Robin Williams as the genie film, I mean, that's not funny then. That's why this is completely off topic. But when he did Mrs. Doubtfire, because everyone was like, well, you've got a 2-hour film with Robin Williams, Mrs. Doubtfire. Yes, but you had serious moments within that. That wasn't Robin Williams being his stupid self.
You've got wonderful scenes of Robin Williams being Robin Williams. Like I've always loved when he's talking to the woman who's going to like.
Is it the?
Like the
I do voices. What do you mean you do voices? That whole scene is.
I love
that's
that
just
so
Robin
much.
Williams being an idiot.
But then you've also got serious moments with the kids. You've got the Matilda who can't act.
Court, when he's in the court, that whole bit.
This is so off topic.
Yeah, how on earth have we... What's that like?
Mrs. Doubtfire is great.
Yeah.
Toy Story.
Toy Story. Look, we've literally... You can make it more clear.
Toy Story.
If you get the entire display, just like, look, Toy Story.
Look, Toy Story. Toy Story.
You don't need to title it. Talk about Toy Story and Mrs. Doubtfire, kind of.
Any other little bits about Toy Story 4?
There was certain... we forgot a character. What about the little stupid police officer woman?
Pointless.
Yeah, well, why was she in it?
There was literally no point.
What did she add?
I don't know.
Like, she genuinely did... I liked the use of how Bo sort of got by, and the way she like lived in the machine. That was quite nice.
The opening scene with RC.
Oh, that was... I was shocked at that one.
I was shocked.
I was like, what's going on?
Especially because we hadn't seen him for so long and it was suddenly like...
When it happened, I was like... What? I think Arcee's quite a random character to have a whole scene centred around.
But it was good.
But it didn't... I was like... does it say, like, however many years ago it was in that scene? Because I didn't see it.
It's post Toy Story 2.
Does it actually come up saying, like, a few years?
It doesn't.
Because
I wouldn't be... I think it's supposed to be, like, within a year of Toy Story 2.
Because I was shocked.
Because Andy's still around the same age as he is at Toy Story 2, but Jessie's there.
Because it didn't give an explanation. It opened with that. And I was like, what? I was like, wait, when is this? What's happening? And that was such a powerful way to open it. Just having like a... Especially after, like, what?
I know we said we weren't going to talk about the animation.
Oh.
But, my God, the animation, especially that opening scene.
The water in that. And the rain. Oh,
it's so amazing what they can do. It's so
I don't understand.
fantastic.
Especially when you look back at, like, a bit that really got me. There were quite a lot of things about it on the internet. If you look at Scud, so Sid's dog in the first Toy Story, and then the cat that's in the antique shop in Toy Story 4, and just see how they've done animals. They're like, you can see, like, every...
Bear in mind, Scud is one of those main ones.
Yeah, and you see, like, because that was like the two animals you see, and there's like a picture, like in comparison, and you're like, that is mad that you can see like how far they've come. It's exceptional.
Really is.
I don't think there's anything else about Toy Story 4. I think that's. Think of anything else.
I think it's probably better than the original Toy Story.
Yeah.
I think again, you're probably like a more secure 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Instead of like the more 9.5 Toy Story.
Yeah, this
3.
is sort of 9. Yeah,
I'd give Toy Story 3 a 9.5.
But obviously they're all incredible. Like they're all good films.
So, what are you thinking about next? Are you thinking more Toons or are you thinking more Terror?
Do you want to do Terror? Because I think Toons is the last thing people will have known. Like I think more people will have seen Terror and Time Forgot.
I'm probably keeping this in, by the way. I'm just
that's fine. I think more people.
You think I can be asked to edit this, guys? this is my long form uploaded cares video. So
it's like your audition of my podcast. Just doing a Toy Story podcast.
This is pretty much the
Toy Story podcast.
This is pretty much the I'm not really going to edit this much.
Right.
If quite frankly, if you're still here,
well done. That's
on you.
Actually, don't blame us. That's your fault.
That's your choice.
We didn't make you stay.
I have no control over your decision making.
That's nothing to do with me.
Toy Story of Terror versus... This is probably more of a just versus battle.
And Time Forgot.
Do you have any... Or do you want to talk about them both first? Or do you want to just say which you think's better?
It's up to you. It's your channel.
Go on. Let's talk about Terror.
Okay. What are your thoughts on good old Toy Story of Terror?
I have never been that into horror films, and I'm not saying it's trying to be a horror film.
No, I don't like horror films.
But I like the Jessie-centric story. I'm very happy to have a Toy Story story centred around Jessie. I think overall it's fun. I think I think I'm glad when I'm pretty much glad when they dropped like the horror motif about 2/3 of the way through.
Yes.
When they find out like everyone's been captured. For this thing, I'm somewhat unsure how that works.
I know. I'm never too sure what happened there.
But
whatever.
I think the horror thing and generally from the start, like the horror thing works for about 1/3 of it. It gets dull and boring. Then it's a different character.
Yeah.
I
think within like the very last moments of it, they sort of
go back to the horror thing. But for the final act, it's pretty much horror free, and it goes back to Jesse's character arc. I think what they should have done is probably expanded I think it should have been more like a half, condense the ideas of the first 2/3 so they're slightly more interesting, expand the last third because I think you've got more story there, and overall I like what they did with Jesse's arc and the whole going back to the being afraid of the dark and overall that sort of stuff. I think overall I just wanted more of it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think the like you said, the inclusion of Jesse as like the central character was so nice to see.
Brilliant.
Because Jesse's such a good character, and this I know we're going back to Toy Story 4, but seeing her being played with most by Bonnie was sort of again. I was like, I like Jessie, and she doesn't get enough sort of like screen time, but no, yeah, Toy Story Terror did sort of serve as that. Like Jessie does, he's an actual character and not sort of a side,
not a root into an adventure thing.
Yeah, I did love the horror, like the way they tried to be a horror. It was like you can't be scary.
It kind of tried to be a bit scary and also tried to be a scary spoof.
Yeah, it's like you can't be both of them.
It wasn't particularly scary or particularly funny when it got to the middle portion.
The other thing, if you're going to be a horror film, be scary. If you're going to be a spoof of a horror film, be funny. It was kind of neither. It was sort of somewhere in the middle.
It didn't commit.
It didn't land for me.
Not that it could have been a horror film.
No, but it could have done something. It didn't. Yeah, it didn't land for me.
I'll to actually check if this is still recording. So I'm just going to.
Of course.
There you check. But next one is that is going to be lovely. That is going to be Toy Story That Time Forgot, which I slightly prefer.
I was going to say I think I prefer it quite a lot. I prefer it.
I'm not going to compare it to the majestic adventure of Toy Story 2, but it's that sort of vibe.
Yeah, it has that sort of not formula, but that sort of basic storyline to it, sort of thing.
Trixie was the wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
It was unlike Jessie in Toy Story of Terror.
We didn't need it.
It was that was focused on Jessie because that fit Jessie's character.
Yeah.
This is focused on Trixie because we need a main character.
Yeah.
Who's going to do it? Trixie.
Yeah, it should have been Trixie.
But I think overall the story is fun.
Yeah.
I like going back to like kind of the first film, but in more of like an ensemble.
Yes. Look
cast.
Ensemble.
Ensemble.
Ooh. No, I prefer Time Forgot just because I think the characters they introduced in it are better.
It's more fun. Spending more time with Bonnie is quite fun.
I like Bonnie.
The idea that I quite like the idea that this kid is like exploring video games a bit and going, hey, like video. Sometimes, like I think I had a DS from when I was about 7 or 8.
Yeah.
But just playing with toys and playing with your imagination is. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a parent ever. I'm going to be a parent anytime soon, or should be giving out parental advice. But
from your sort of
playing with toys and having those chances to just be like not necessarily like toy guns and stuff, but just like figures and stuff and just toys and using your imagination is such a brilliant thing for a child.
Yeah, it's like a lot of these, like a lot of the not the Harry Potter stuff, but like the figures and all the stuff like that. Still, I used to play with that, like that. You can see it all like wear and tear because I used to play with them, and that's I used to enjoy that more than playing video games. I enjoy using my Switch more now, but when I was younger, like you said, I'm not going to give parental advice because I have no idea. But if I ever do have children, I want to make sure that they do get used to playing with toys more than
and
just
have
relying
plenty of
on...
opportunity to do so.
Yeah. Well, I would have said, if I have children, all of these, I'm not getting rid of these. These will just go straight to them. But I want to, yeah, because I think that's... And it helps with their, like, development. Like, it shows... And it's nice to give that message of sort of, yeah, video games are cool, but play with toys. Because there's no boundaries.
It's brilliant.
There's always going to be boundaries with video games. You're never going to be able to do 100% what you want to do.
It's true fun when you can use your own mind to create those types of things.
Yeah, I remember like I used to throw them out the window, and then like why did I do that? I don't know, but I did it because that's just how in my head when I was like 7 that made sense. That was part of the thing. And then I had to go and rescue them. But that's how it works, right? Would I do? No, I would not do that now because I was trying.
Which one would you say you threw out the window?
I think it was Woody, because he's not got any like the little break. Like Buzz plastics that he can't. Ham is literally a piggy bank that he just smash. I think it would have been Woody, probably. Oh, poor Woody. All these because they're just like. Look at that.
That ain't breaking for anything.
What annoys me is that they don't squeak. Look.
Oh, yeah, no, just did.
Oh, good one.
Just.
That's as much as it does. It's that alien ASMR. Toy Story ASMR. Just title this Toy Story ASMR.
Did you see the Will Any video when they did like a fake?
I did.
Then they just
and now we're talking about Willany. What are you doing?
He's trying to clap for the
And now we're talking about Willany.
What has this video turned into? Everyone's already clicked off.
This is a nightmare.
Toy Story Time Forgot. Both
are we still going?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
We're gonna salvage this, and
no, we're not.
I might have to cut some of this out.
Toy Story ASMR. Stop. Jesus Christ. Right.
So
Toy Story Time Forgot.
Just Toy Story of Terror 7.5, maybe 7.
So we say Time Forgot's better than Terror.
Time Forgot probably like 8, solid 8.
Okay, cool. So now moving on to Toy Story 2. Is there much Small Fry, Hawaiian Vacation,
I want to spend about a minute each on these.
There's Small Fry, I'm not a fan of, to be fair.
Small Fry's one where Barbie and Ken come back in it.
Is that the one where there's literally a little buzz?
That's Hawaiian Vacation. Yeah. Right, Hawaiian Vacation.
Like Happy Meal toys.
So Hawaiian Vacation is...
Yeah. Is that in the sandbox with...
I quite like Small Fry.
I like Hawaiian Vacation, I don't like Small Fry.
Right, can we agree that Partysaurus Rex...
is a masterpiece?
...is the worst thing to come up...
Why did they do it? Like, what went through their head? I thought this is going to be such a good short, we're going to do so well here.
We're going to recreate the plot line of... We're going to recreate the storyline of Toy Story, Partysaurus.
Oh,
so,
who am I?
You can be Rex, I can be Bubbles. So, oh no! Yeah, we should... Bubbles!
Why are you so salvage this video?
No. Right, you be Rex, I'll be the animals who want Bubbles. Literally, the plot line of this is... Oh, we want Bubbles.
Have Bubbles.
Oh, we want more Bubbles.
Do you want more Bubbles?
Oh, more Bubbles.
There you go. More Bubbles.
More Bubbles. Oh, there's been a flood.
Yeah. That's literally the stupidest concept.
And then basically, Rex goes... Oh, and then literally, I swear it's like a rubbish Mr. Potato Head and just comes up and goes... Party pooper.
It's the stupid. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. Just it's stupid.
It's on Disney Plus.
It's so. Oh,
it shouldn't be. It's on. It shouldn't be, but it is on there.
It's so that we've done that. So is that? Are we gonna? There's nothing more to talk about, though, is there?
I hate it. I nearly hate it as much as Forky asks the question.
There's nothing more to talk about with Small Fry or Hawaiian Vacation, is there?
Small Fry's fun. I prefer it to Hawaiian Vacation.
But they're both like.
They're both alright. Right now. Just as a little fun thing before I end this, rank, and I'll do the same after you've done, every single... mine! Rank every single Toy Story property, including Forecast Question, including the Toons, including those two films.
So, Toy Story 2.
Best?
We're going for best or worst. Toy Story 2. Toy Story 3. For me, all the main films are higher than any of the others. So it goes 2, 3, 4, 1 for the main films. I'd probably then go Time Forgot, Hawaiian Vacation, Small Fry, Terror. What's it? Oh,
Partysaurus Rex and
I'd say Forecast Questions and Partysaurus Rex. No way is Partysaurus Rex above anything.
I definitely agree 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Time Forgotten 1 is probably close, but probably go 1 Time Forgot.
I'd find it hard to put a feature-length film below a short, to be fair.
Small Fry, Terror, Hawaiian Vacation, Forecast the Question, Partysaurus Rex.
What was this video?
None of you are here at this point. None of you.
If this gets more than 5 views, I'll be shocked.
No, I actually reckon this one could get some views, because if you title it something Toy Story based, I'd probably get some views out of this.
Yeah, perfect.
Thanks for watching. Check out Fandom Master. Links. His links genuinely will be in the description and
there'll be some videos. Probably some videos up by the time this is up.
I might even put like a Toy Story video in the card or something from his or something.
Yeah, no, we've done loads of videos together.
We've done loads of videos.
So there'll be some up.
Trust me, this won't come out first. This won't come out first.
Not to.
Right, we'll see you pillocks. We'll see you pillocks later.
If they're watching this, if they watch it now, they are pillocks.
Oh yeah. You think I've got the effort to still cut this? Like, it's still recording.
That's fine. If they are actually, no, but if anyone's watching this right now, you are a pillock.
You are a complete pillock. Bye.
Right.
This is Will and E, and if you're not already subscribed to the Nerdy Brit, right, you should be. Right? If you're not, you're a loser too.